Hello, everyone. This is me and Riain ONeill. If you're on this podcast right now, you might have seen us on Instagram. We just thought we'd do a bit of a long form piece of content because when I see someone online that I'm semi-interested in, I don't know why you'd be interested in us, but the first thing I look to is their YouTube, and I kind of want to see, just them normal instead of a short form reel. So I thought we'd stick up a little bit of a podcast thing together. Sorry if you get bored. We're just going to chat shit about life, what we're doing. And here we go. So my name is Jared Deacon, 24 years old from Newcastle. And yeah, basically I make Wi-Fi money. I'm a guru now. And no, in all seriousness, I do remote sales and I make content and stuff. You probably already know that if you've seen me on Instagram. But yeah, watch us chat some shit. We are normal people, We're not just some sort of fucking Wi-Fi guru freaks. So yeah.
Normal people.
Introduce yourself, Riain, lad.
Normal people. If you're watching from Jared's side of things, I am Riain. You've probably seen me on his Instagram stories before. Probably reposting me calling him a lot of rude names, but yeah,
Gay.
I'm 19 years
Very
old.
gay.
But yeah, I'm 19 years old and I'm from Northern Ireland, whatever way you want to look at it, the controversy.
Yeah, we're not gonna go into that.
I'm not going to go into politics.
No.
But yeah, flew over here this morning just to see this gentleman. But yeah, how did we end up meeting?
I don't even know. Basically, right, we're in the same community that teaches sales and personal branding. And essentially, I think we were just on the same sales team together, weren't we? We do online sales. None of this door-to-door gay shit. But yeah, so...
Water filters.
Yeah, no water filters, right? That's in the past now. No, basically, yeah, I think we just met through Zoom calls. And then I met up with you in Belfast, what was this, a month ago? But we're pure, Wi-Fi friends. Got no friends now. I just fucking
It's a wee bit sad though, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
It's like, do you know whenever you're 13 years old and your only mate is halfway across the world playing Call of Duty together or something?
I can't remember. I can't believe that.
No.
Yeah, so basically it's during all the gurus and all that fucking... Oh, when you lock in, you just fucking
Monk mode.
You lose all your friends, man. You gotta lose all your family to succeed. Well, to a certain extent, that actually has happened. I've lost everyone. But in all seriousness, I've got a nice little small circle now with people that are on the same mission as me. But yeah, but we just wanted to dive into just chatting shit basically. But yeah, I think we met. I don't know. You joined ABC. What was in April?
April, yeah, I think it was the 9th of April. No, I think I think it was the 12th. I was thinking about it on the 9th, right. And then the 12th was just, yeah. 12th, it was yep, this is it, I'm just going for it.
Yeah, right, so you didn't get closed the first time?
No, definitely not.
Oh, no. You're not 100% on the mission. Yeah, and then I don't even know how I even got spoken to you. I think the back end of when I went to Bali, I knew I was going to switch time zones, so I hopped on a call with you and Conrad and that. But I didn't even spoke to any of the Irish lads, really. And there's no English lads, really, in ABC at the time. But yeah, that's basically, how we met. But, yeah.
But, how the fuck did we end up here, though?
I don't know. There's going to be big things coming, big things.
He's been saying that this last year, but anyways.
Scrap 2024, it's all about 2025 now, right?
New year, new me.
Yeah.
That type of person. But, yeah, pretty much. I'm nearly positive that the way that because we were never close. I always seen your face.
Yeah.
I remember watching your personal brand. I was like, fuck, I actually do like watching his content. You were over in Australia just being an absolute bell end, but I remember you saying that you were not going to go to Bali. I was like, this is the boy. He is living the life. That is what I want to be doing. And I took a bit of inspiration from it and wanted to go to Thailand.
Yeah.
And then I remember asking you to go to Thailand and. Yeah.
Well, yeah, fuck this.
You fucked it.
We're back home. That's the thing, right? If you ever want to be this digital nomad that goes to fucking Southeast Asia and all that, right? Don't get complacent. You're living in a third world country. You haven't made it, all right? Now, I felt like I made it when I went to Bali. Got this villa for $800 a month. Thought it was some sort of top G. And then, got complacent with my work. And
that's what it is, though. See, I don't like having to speak because, I wasn't chatting to you about Vietnam this morning, but I just feel like whenever you go over there, it's everybody's an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Everybody's just living this digital nomad lifestyle, but it's really just a pile of egotistical fuckwits and whacking each other off.
Yeah, I hope it's not gonna, eventually I do want to live in Dubai. Now, cliche and all, but it's like, I hope it's not just a big dick swinging contest in Dubai as well. And if it is, I'll have a tiny dick when I first go.
I don't know, because like I feel like whenever you, we can't really speak much. Like I know Conrad's way to Dubai at the minute, like, but I feel like Dubai is just one of those places though that like you're always gonna be like, if you look like you have wealth, you more than likely aren't the wealthiest there. Like no matter how like wealthy you look, there's always gonna be people way above you.
Yeah, well, I guess that gets you to push further. Like, whereas in Bali, I don't think I ever met like a multi-millionaire or nothing in Bali. It was always like people making like 20k a month and things like that. Like sat in saunas and
20k balls, 20k in revenue, maybe.
Do you reckon?
Mate, one thing I sort of noticed though is like even whenever you're in Bali, like every coffee shop, no matter where you went to, somebody had they were all freelancers, but freelance was like another word for I'm an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
But I remember sort of just going to the coffee shops in Bali, but it was more so like it's just the people you were meeting. It felt like it was really like don't get me wrong, I loved Bali. I loved the time that I spent with some people, but I was with Cooper most of the time, so like me and him were getting on quite well.
Yeah.
And you could trust him, but whenever you were bumping into like other people, it was just like there's just something about you. Like I don't really know if I can trust you. Like you don't seem genuine.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the one thing I've noticed. Like doing all this online business malarkey, like it's a lot.
Network.
Yeah, it's networking, bro. You're gonna network yourself to the top, but it's like to a certain extent, like you got to know people and stuff. But if anything, my circle just got smaller, and then I don't know about you, but do you know when you speak to people and just like you get a gut feeling, it's like, is this person actually genuinely wanting to help me, or they're just trying to get information out of me? Do you know what I mean?
Elaborate. What do you mean by that?
Like just like it's, I don't know. I feel like obviously in the high ticket sales space and stuff as well, and everyone's in it for themselves, like with that. Do you know what I mean?
Do you think that that's like an issue with us? Because obviously like we do sales, like we understand psychology, we understand like realistically you could walk in anyone and just have a conversation with them and just completely figure everything about them. You could walk away from that conversation without even saying one thing about yourself. You can make someone absolutely love you from just showing them attention, because that's what people want to hear. But do you think it's because we're in sales that we have this guard up all the time? So like whenever somebody is actually just genuinely trying to get to know you, you're a bit of a prick.
I think that's just you, mate.
No, it's just me.
No, I get what you're saying. It's just like I feel like I've got a good people detector. When I'm good on first impressions, like with people. I don't know if I speak to people and all they talk about is fucking online business and I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. It's like, fuck me, are you even real? I want to speak about stupid stuff. I want a friendship. Obviously, that's all good and all that. But I don't know. I've actually got a video coming out about this. It's like people kind of lose their essence when they get into like business in the online space, and they lose the personality, because it's like they make the whole personality their online business. And if you do that, it's like, well, what if your online business fails? Your self-worth's just going to go down the drain.
You're never going to enjoy it though. I think that's one of the big things with having a personal brand that I sort of had to realize as well at the start. Like if you've watched any of my Instagram videos, like you'll always notice that like whenever I was in Bali, it was always this energetic person constantly going on and on and on. Watching it back, I genuinely want to shoot myself.
Yeah.
But I feel like I was just trying to be entertaining for other people. But you just watch it and you're just like, you're not even being yourself, like. Yeah. And that's not what having a personal brand's about. It's about just genuinely being yourself. If you're interested, you're interested. Like if right now, if you think I'm a born cunt or he's a born cunt, well, it is what it is. But you're still probably watching this, so. Yeah,
like even our mentor was saying, you shouldn't actually watch your own content and cringe. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I do, so I'm doing something wrong. Like I feel like a lot of people put a performance on when they make videos and stuff. But if you just be yourself, people can resonate with it more. But yeah, like what would your even advice be for someone who wants to start making content and maybe they're a bit scared or hesitant, they don't know where to start? Like what would that look like?
There was actually somebody that reached out to me. It was one of the guys from ABC Irish. It was like just one of those lads reached out to me. It was like, look, I'd love to post content, but I just feel like I'm going to be shit at it. Like I don't have the confidence for it. But this is the thing though. I didn't have confidence.
Yeah.
I didn't have confidence to jump my first sales call. I didn't have confidence at anything I did in life. Just like you, like nobody just was like, oh, I could run a 100-meter sprint, beat everyone else. You have to get towards that level. So it's like the same with content. It's like you're not gonna be confident the first time you do it. You have to just go through it. But like, I don't even think that posting content is like, oh, I post content. Like, yeah, it's a wee bit cringy at times, but the confidence that it gives you, like, I can just completely be myself. Whereas before, I was so like, oh, if I don't look this certain way in a photo, people are gonna give a shit. It's like if the photo isn't, if the caption isn't funny, nobody's gonna give a shit. You know, you're always trying to put on this big hard man act. At least in Ireland, that's the case in Ireland. But I feel like now it's just like there's just this confidence up here. That is what confidence is, where it's like you can approach me in the street and call me whatever, but like I really do not care. Like
yeah. I think when you first start posting videos, I think a lot of people never actually start because they're like, oh, my first video is gonna be shit. And they see all these top creators who have been posting content for like years, and they're like, oh, I need the fancy camera, I need this little fucking square Rode mic attached to my fucking jaw. It's like, you don't, man. Just fucking post, trial and error, see what happens.
you will actually find though that whenever you're posting content, the ones that perform the best are the ones that you literally just pick up your phone and you just start bitching.
Yeah, like,
Give me one.
I've fucking run out. I've run out of snus, guys. Oh no. So yeah, basically, like, I think when you first start, and it's always gonna be shit. Like, you can go to the bottom of my TikTok and you can see, like you said, just picked up a camera and I was like, this is day one of my online money journey. And at that time, I didn't even know what remote sales was at that time or nothing.
You started off like that's what you originally started off doing. You were selling it was like a low ticket digital product, wasn't it? It was like you were doing like FIFO guides and shit.
Yeah, I like started posting because I was working in FIFO mines in Australia, and I basically started posting videos about that. And if you're from the UK or Ireland, and you know, you've probably heard of FIFO, and oh, you go to Australia, you're gonna make all this dosh. Yeah, to a certain extent, like that is the top end money you're gonna make as a tradesman, really. But then you just sacrifice.
Qualified engineer.
Yeah, well, yeah, and then it's like even I was a welder when I first joined, and then I moved to the chippy work maintenance. But yeah, people go to Australia, and they just think all the problems are going to be fixed, and that all this money they're just going to herd up. But realistically, you get used to the money, and on your week off, whether you're on a 3-on-1 swing, your week off you just blow it all. A lot of people just go to Bali and just spunk all the money.
But do you think that's down to the individual, or do you think that's down to like blame it on Australia and FIFO?
I think it's like down to the individual, really. Like, but then again, every time I was in FIFO, even when I speak to the older guys, like the 40, 50-year-olds, it was always about retirement. It was always about, yeah, when I get to this point, I'll relax. It's like, that point will never come, like. That's what I've came to realise. Do you know what I mean? Like, they might think they're preparing and stuff, but I've never seen anyone... When I was in FIFO, I did it for a year. I've never seen anyone get out. And it might be, oh, you're only there for a year, but I've never seen anyone actually fulfill their plan of retiring and, you know, living in Bali and buying a house.
But if there's one thing that I have, like, I think that it's down to this, man, is because, like, everyone's, like, idea is, like, look, let's be real, everyone's money hungry in this world, regardless of, like, how, like, you know, less materialistic you are than other people, you're going to be money hungry at some stage. And I feel like, speaking to a lot of people, you know, especially even just taking sales calls, you know, a lot of guys that do FIFO, they have this plan where it's like, yeah, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. But they're on the call digging into their emotion completely about not being able to see their family, not being able to just have a life, pretty much. Like, it's just this never-ending cycle, and then they blow all their money to try and, like, escape reality. Yeah. But I feel like it's, you know, that golden handcuffs term, whereas, like, you just get so attached to making, you know, whatever it is that they're making. So it's like to step away from that is just, you know, it's non-existent. Like, you just cannot step away from making that amount of money.
Yeah, I heard a good thing from someone as well. It was like, people think you make a lot of money in FIFO, but you're there 24 hours of the day. So if you actually do your hourly rate, you know, it's not actually that good. It's actually below minimum wage. Because you're there 24... Because even though you do your 12-hour shift...
Well, like, what else are you going to do?
No, there's nothing you can do. But when I was working in FIFO, I'd get up at 3 a.m, go to the gym, start my shift at 5, finish at 5 p.m, and then I'd just hop on role plays, sales role plays. Because I was like... When I joined FIFO for the first 6 months, I didn't really know about the online space. Started posting these videos, and then I was like, I need to get out of this. You know, you can see the guys there, and I feel for them. Like, it's not like I'm having to go at them or nothing, but it's like they're just trapped. Like, there was a few guys there, though, older guys, and they had a few like 8 Southeast Asian girlfriends and that.
Oh fuck yeah, the lady boys.
But they'd be always bragging on site about these like eight girlfriends that they had, and I'm thinking you're just getting all the money sucked out of you. You're like 65, you're still 5 because... But I guess for him there, he probably just gave up on retirement and he's just fucking having a bit of fun. But yeah, you just got to be so careful. Like I always said in my content, you've got to make an exit plan. Now, when people have an exit plan, though, you've actually got to fulfill it as well, though, and you've actually got to work towards it. Like, we'll be in the crib room sometimes, and people will be on fucking roulette on the phone.
But what, is you gambling while they're
Literally working.
they get paid and they're just fucking straight out.
Yeah.
50 on red, 50 on red.
It's like, you're working, and then you've just done an hour of work, and then you've put it on red and lost it. What are you doing? But look,
Speaking from experience.
No, I'm not a gambler, but but then again, it's like, I see it all the time with these old guys. I don't know. I don't want to shit on FIFA workers at all. But
I don't know if you've seen my latest video. I was basically just saying, like, Australia is like, it was basically like this Joe. I can't really say the name because it's like defamation, obviously here.
We're gonna
make massive pressure,
defamation.
But no, basically it was just like podcast channel, whatever. They just interview people, but it was like an Irish guy basically saying that you go over, it's like cheaper, it's so much better. It's leverage, it's less expensive, and you're making more money. And like even hearing from you and speaking to I speak to a lot of Australians, like on my sales calls, so I kind of know what the lifestyle is like over there. It's pretty fucked. Maybe good to go over and okay, you can come home with a bit of money, you can save a bit of money, but like realistically, you're going to be living in a 4-bedroom flat with 4 strangers in your accommodation.
Yeah.
And I made a video basically just saying like it's not what it's made out to be. Like you're not gonna come home with this like 500 grand. You're not gonna be able to buy a house like that. Like okay, you may live like an absolute cheapskate, but like you can still do that over here.
Yeah.
It's it's not much different. But I had this guy that fucking it literally just this morning as I landed from the airport. He was pretty much like just sending me DMs, just shitting on me. He was like, I want to read it out, like, but I'm not going to.
Well, the thing is, right, we post,
Do you get hate comments?
all the time.
No, but like directly, like threat level.
Well, the other day on that video when I said I don't want to bring up my family in the UK and things like that, and I talked about the grooming gangs, I never mentioned race or culture at all. Yet I had people commenting like racism to me, like about white people and how, I don't know if you've searched it up and probably, I don't even know if this is a thing you even see on the podcast, but it's like the Kalergi effect or something. And people are like the Kalergi effect in full swing and all that, which I searched it up. It's something to do with the conspiracy about wiping white people out of Europe. I was like, I am getting racially attacked here. It doesn't bother us, like, but, imagine if it was the other way around.
Do you think that that's sort of like fucked up in society though? Because hear me out this way. Like, it's almost like it's just people commenting on that is almost like the opposite. So it's like now that because you're white, you can't even say anything without being called racist.
But yeah, like it's almost like I haven't got. Oh well, you're.
By
white.
the way, this podcast is not to be. We're not here to chat about this shit.
No, it's like the thing is, as a British person, especially. It's almost like you can't be a victim because everyone's happened in their past, and obviously you're Irish. We're not going to dive into
colonizers.
We're not going to dive into much of that. But it's like you're allowed to bully, especially white English people, because it's almost like we're the evil people of the world. So it's like I don't know, like in TikTok allows that, but I get fucking banned on TikTok for posting me driving the car. Like, you're not allowed to drive, on TikTok. Like I was driving a car and I got a warning for it. Yeah. I don't know. Apparently that's dangerous and it promotes dangerous activities. Yet people are allowed to call me OnlyFans as well. Yeah, but people are say white people can get wiped off the earth. How does that make sense? I've never mentioned anything about race in content, but people think I'm some sort of racist skinhead. Just because I'm bald and I have the English flag behind us in my content doesn't make
sense. Do you know what you remind me of? Do you know the wee small kid in This Is England?
Oh, where?
Give me 200 fags. Do you know what I'm talking about? Yeah, yeah. Skinhead.
Oh, we didn't have the bong eye though. Bloody hell.
That's what you look like, mate.
Do you actually?
Oh, yeah, just a little bit. Like, I'd say your head's a wee bit too big for it though. You just look like a grown-up version of him.
Do you reckon?
I'd say so.
Yeah, I haven't seen him growing up now,
but like here, on a serious note, right? Because I'm sure they're probably watching this. Like, they don't actually know that an insight of like who we are. Or, like, they probably know our background. Like, but what actually, like, how the fuck did you even get into like the online space? Like,
I was just sick.
I hate that term.
I know,
the online space.
How did you start your journey in the online space, man? No, basically, I just thought I'd just post some videos of myself online. I didn't have a clue about sales. I'd tried trading, lost like 300 quid in like some group, but I don't know if I'd done it even right. Like, I'm not going to shit on. I don't like shitting on other business models. Like, it obviously works if it's a thing. But yeah, I just tried a few different things, and then I, was getting a lot of traction on Instagram for FIFO content and stuff, and I thought, well, I want to make some money out of this, for helping people for free. So all the contacts I had in FIFO, like numbers, companies, even what visas to get in Australia, put it all in an ebook, and then I sold it, but then I nearly got done for it as well because I was putting like personal numbers and stuff in there as well, so I had to take it all down. But I've got quite a bit of sales from it. So that was my first bit of money.
How much did you say you made?
It was like 30 sales, and it was like at the start it was like $10, which was about $300 I made. But I was like low ticket digital products.
It's not bad. Like it's really not bad for like a starting point though.
Yeah, and then I was thinking like, well, that's not going to get us out of my job. So and then I ended up knowing about high ticket digital products and services and stuff, and then came across a few people's content talking about remote sales. And then I tried to learn by myself. I spent $2,000 on Andy Elliott's fucking sales academy. But it was a bunch of video modules, and I finished it, and I was like, so what's next? What do I do now?
$2,000 for video modules, like.
Yeah, I got closed over the phone as well. I was like on FaceTime to one of his closers. And,
FaceTime?
It was FaceTime. I was on site. I was in the middle of the desert, and I'd seen his content and stuff. And look, the video modules, load of information and stuff, but there was no information on actually how to get into sales. It was just how to do sales. And then I started to realize sales, it's something you've got to put into practice. Like, this is where people go wrong. They're like, oh, I don't want to spend thousands online. I don't want to get a mentorship and things like that. But it's like sales, you're just going to fail. You might as well just look at YouTube if you're just going to look at videos like.
It depends what sort of sales you're talking about though. If it's like you just want to be like a car salesman, do not spend thousands on a mentorship. It's whenever you're talking high ticket sort of space, I think. Because that's just the whole reason why it's high ticket, it's all warm inbound leads and you're not having to do a shit ton of admin following up with people is because your skill set needs to be up here.
Yeah.
So you need to be closing consistently, otherwise you're just going to get thrown off.
Yeah. But it's a practical skill like you've got to put in practice. It's like, I don't know, but I always say this in sales calls. But like if it was like watching Mike Tyson all your life and then trying to get in the ring, you're going to get your head punched in. It's just, even same with football, whatever, you've got to put it into practice. And the only way you're going to do that is by actually getting a community of people where you're getting feedback and you're able to practice with people. So,
mate, I swear. Do you know what actually does my head in? I don't know what it is, but see, I do know what it is. What am I on about? But pretty much, like, I remember chatting to someone, and I was like, they pretty much were just asking like, what is it you do? I was telling them sales. It's like, oh, I think I could do that. Like, what type of sales is it you do? I was high ticket sales. I was just giving a bit of information about it. And his reasoning, this is another thing that pisses me the fuck off. Because you think about it, the amount of work that we've put in, the amount of stuff that we've invested, that we backed ourselves, mics, everything. Mm-hmm. It's taken a lot of work and it was not easy. But then you get some dickhead thinking, oh, I sold sweets in a shop, I can definitely do it.
Yeah, I've had people like say, oh yeah, I've worked in retail sales.
I'm a good talker.
I might just go look for a role. Not gonna happen.
Sales isn't even about talking to people. It's not really.
Yeah.
I always get those people, oh, I'm a good talker, I'm confident. Shut the fuck up.
Selling like shoes and that, it's not the same. Obviously, I guess all sales is same to a certain aspect, but just because you sold shoes doesn't mean you're going to be able to hop on a 45-minute discovery call and diagnose a problem and close someone. It's a completely different ball game. But then sales is a lot of egos. Do you know what I mean? Everyone thinks that it's
toxic.
Like you go on Instagram.
At least in our space, it is toxic as fuck.
Yeah, 100%. You go on Instagram, it's just a big dick swinging contest of people reacting to each other's objections and stuff, and he's a fucking dick. Like, this is how you should really do it. It's like, the one thing I'll never do, right, is tear other creators down. Because realistically, when you do that, you just look like a dick. And, maybe you don't agree with how someone's marketing or whatever. But realistically, if you're doing the right thing, why are you concerned about other people? It doesn't make sense. Well, it's because, I think, realistically, it's because they feel maybe threatened by that person or whatnot. Or the success they're having. So you just got to be careful.
But it just goes to show you, though, that, not everyone is actually there to be your friend, which goes back to, is everyone in the online space actually genuine, or are they just trying to seek something from you?
Yeah. Like, our mentor said a good thing as well. He was like, the thing is, broke people fight each other at the bottom, thinking there's not much of an abundance of, you know, customers, money or whatever, whereas people at the top actually work together and collaborate. So even if, let's say, you're doing content or you're starting something new and you're getting all this grief, it's because you've just started. Once you start kind of, I guess, moving up, and I guess we're not at the place we want to be, but it does get easier over time. And it's always cliche, but no one's going to judge you if they're doing better than you like.
No, definitely not. But like, you think about it though, like, even there's actually one thing that really stood out to me though. It was, I remember Marcel. It was whenever I started posting content, I was like, shit, but what if, like, what's he gonna say? What are they gonna say? What are they gonna say? And he was like, shut the fuck up. Nobody that actually is in a, like, realistically, for you to be like up here and actually doing well for yourself, you're not going to be worried about somebody actually trying to start something up and do well for themselves either. Yeah. Like, the only people that will drag you down is the ones that are insecure about it. And he was like, in order for you to become that person that you want to become, you're going to have to transform yourself. But yeah, like, I remember, but you see the content, the amount of hate that you get. Like, I'm actually going to read you one of my TikTok comments off with.
Yeah, like, the one thing, you know, if you do want to start making content and stuff, is you will get these anonymous accounts, especially on TikTok, that are going to just chat shit. Just be wary that it doesn't get to your head. Like, I've seen people start posting content and they've let it get to their head and then they've gave up after like a few weeks. But this is what they want, man. They don't want you to do something different, like. And
when you hear this, so I basically like made a video, basically just saying, like, you know, I used to work construction. Don't feel like it's worth it. You know, it is a young man's game. Don't get me wrong. There's no hate. I have no hatred towards construction. I actually did enjoy the work. Like, I was doing carpentry, but I loved the work that I was doing. It just wasn't like, it was just depressing at the fact that, like, looking around me, and obviously the environment that I was in. But like, you're seeing 50-year-old men with their backs broken and, you know, their ankles fucked, everything. So it was sort of just seeing that kind of turned me off it. But I made a video basically just saying, it's a young man's game. Get your money, get the fuck out. Do something with yourself. Do not fall for that trap.
Yeah.
And somebody commented, like, this is a shit you have to be able to, like, handle. Like, you imagine you're having a bad day, but you jump off a sales call. It's a pretty shit day. Soft pussy. let's see where he ends up. Great money to be made. Snowflake generation. Enjoy Tesco's, you prick.
I had someone the other day, because when I posted that video about, I'm not going to be in the UK if, you know, having a family, I had people come and say, no one's going to have a family with you. You know, they're always, and I laugh at this now, like, but Mega Mind gifts. Honestly, I get Mega Mind gifts a lot in my posts.
I can kind of see that though. Like,
I've got a fat head, right? It's deformed. I get it. But the thing is, the reason, I'll clear this up, the reason why I have a deformed head is my mum laid it on one side and this side popped out a little bit. All right?
And that's why he's retarded.
And I didn't realise until I shaved my hair off. I always had long hair, but yeah, when you start to make content, it's always going to be, I think the first people are going to be your family and friends. They're always going, oh, what you doing, family? You fucking, you look what you're fucking doing, like, you're embarrassing, whatever. But it's like, realistically, right, I tell you now, we've got in there early with a personal brand.
Oh, 100%.
And in the future, everyone's going to have a personal brand. It's like you see
think
all
about
the...
TikTok, though, like, I think even about TikTok, musically, just in general, like, everyone was looking to have, like, I remember even when Snapchat came out, like, you see, do you know private stories?
Yeah, on TikTok.
I don't know about over here. I don't know about over here, but in Ireland, it was like, if you made a private story and you were a male, you were bored. You were fucking straight up banned. Like, that was it. But then next thing, everyone just joins it. Everyone's like, all right, we'll finally give in now, and then they'll just rush for it. But like, what is that actually about?
I don't know. It's just you can't do anything outside the norms with, like, especially UK and Ireland. You know, it's tribal mentality. You know, even if you just tried something different with your mates. Obviously, we all have crap. We all take the piss out of each other. But do you know when people have a dig? You know, that's a dig. But like, do you know what I mean? You can tell when someone's actually like, oh, there's a bit of a malicious thing with that.
But I think that the dig comes from mainly like, because whenever you start content, you don't be yourself. Do you know what I mean? Because like, right, whenever you look at like influencers, like your favorite influencers, whoever it may be, right? You look at your favorite influencers and it does, like, you find it funny because it's the person that you know they are.
Yeah.
Whereas if it's someone that you know and say like from school or like you see him on the weekends, you work with him, whatever, and he just starts posting content. The reason why it seems so weird to you is because you don't actually like, you know, he's not being genuine. So I think like just be genuine as fucking your content, and if you're a funny cunt, you're a funny cunt. Like, people are gonna find that funny and people are gonna laugh at it.
I know so many people, like even me old mates and stuff, that would make a class personal brand, like.
Yeah.
You know, if they were just themselves and if they started posting videos and just being themselves, maybe they would blow up. But people just don't do it. And it's free. I just don't get why people don't post content. Like, but yeah, I know loads of characters like that could have a class personal brand. And yeah, I guess for us, obviously, we do, you know, market ourselves in sales and stuff. But personal brand could be about anything, just about your life.
Yeah, even fitness.
Yeah, fitness, whatever.
Like there's a lot of guys that come into ABC for sales training. The sales training, the personal brand side of things, and then actually want to go on and like bring their entire fitness business online. I think that that's one of the big, like, I genuinely see if I had like a qualification in like PTing, 100% I would be doing that.
Yeah, like I was on a call with
6K for the year.
Yeah. I was on a call with my mate the other day, and he has his own nutrition company and all that, and he works with professional fighters and stuff. But he was asking me about sales training and, you know, how to handle these objections and stuff. It's like, that's why sales is the best way to start in the online space, because no matter what avenue you go down, you're going to be using that skill. Like, and it's a transferable skill. Even if you just want to learn sales to get door-to-door sales job or whatever, like, you're going to be set for life once you're
not going to get replaced by AI either.
No, you're not going to get replaced by AI, right? Because literally, if you get into sales, you know it's just a human-to-human connection. And I don't know, maybe one day.
Emotional manipulation.
Yeah, you're just manipulating people for money. But maybe one day, do you reckon AI will ever get to a point where it overtakes sales?
Nah, don't. I don't know, because it is a human interaction at the end of the day.
I know, but what if AI gets so good that you cannot distinguish between a person and, like, I don't know.
Are you an AI?
I'm AI, yeah.
But I just
think
I don't
far
see
off,
it
anyways. But
the way, if that was to come to the stage, if AI was to be able to like come as humanly as possible to get into sales, at that point we're fucked. We are simply fucked. Like, you're not, you know, the human race is over. Like,
well, do you think there's anything safe with AI? Because I've got a video coming out about even the trades. Like in Germany now, they've got robots build, like bricklayer robots.
I mentioned that in one of my comments, and I got absolute hatred for it. It was like, oh, as if that's ever going to happen. I was like, mate, look at the way houses are being built currently.
Yeah.
Obviously not over here. I mean, fuck, there's been no money pumped into Ireland. Not to talk about politics, like, but, you know.
Yeah, because we oppressed. We're just the oppressors. I'm sorry. No. Anyways, but like, yeah, I was just thinking, if anything was not to be took over by AI, it would be like conversation sales, but maybe it'd be the last one. But I don't know, the way it's going, it looks like everyone's fucked. Maybe not in this lifetime, like for sales, but in the future.
Yeah, teachers will be out of a job very quickly.
Teachers,
yeah, 100%.
why?
Because how would they not be? Like, whenever you think about it, right? Teacher, because I've seen a TikTok, right? And it was like the top jobs that won't be replaced by AI, and one of them was teachers. But I genuinely feel like that was the one. Like, you know, the way in content, like, you always put like one little controversial thing in there just to make people argue in the comments.
Yeah.
That was it. Teachers 100% would be replaced.
Well, I wonder if like the teacher, do you like, well, why? Because I guess with the AI, it would know everything more than the teacher, right? But what if the like class starts like fucking kicking off in that? Which the robot's going to start kicking off or something like that's one thing AI probably couldn't do, is calm the class down, unless it was like a fucking laser or something and like shoots them down or something.
Just whips out a fucking gun. American style, the American dream, just.
Fuck's sake.
All right, no, that was a wee bit fucked up.
No, but look, let's say, right, you know, you're talking to someone brand new in the online space, right? They fucking didn't have a clue, whatever. What would your advice be for them?
What,
you know?
to try and get in the online space?
Yeah.
It does not matter what you pick. Like, honestly, there's so many people that just think, oh, will I do dropshipping? Will I do trading? Will I do this? It doesn't fucking matter. At the end of the day, it's not about the how, it's about the why. Because at the end of the day, you're gonna, whatever it is that you try, yes, it's gonna be difficult. If you think that you're gonna jump into something, and although you can't see results, like I did see results within like 3 months. I quit my job within 3 or 4 months, whatever it was. But like, that was not fucking easy. Like, if you think that something's gonna be, you're gonna jump in, it's gonna be easy, it's get rich quick, it's a scam. So do not fall for that. However, I don't think it matters in what business model you choose. It just matters in your why. Like, why are you actually doing it? And if you can remember that, you're like, regardless of which, you're going to be successful. Like, your why is like, for example, if you don't understand what I'm saying, your why is pretty much, I want to be able to give back to my family. I want to be able to retire with my parents. I want to be able to, you know, have a good life, whatever that may be. I don't want to have to, you know, get up, work a 9 to 5, work 50 hours a week for an employer's benefit. That's your why. Like, that's the strong way. How you get there is relevant, you know. Yeah. Whether it be drug dealing or it could be, you know, human trafficking for all you know. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it could be just Tating as I like to call it.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, it doesn't matter how you get there, in my opinion anyways. But what I would say to someone like looking to get into something is don't think that you're just going to be this drop shipping guru. Like, sure, even our mentor, like, right, he, before sales was ever, the sales agency was a thing, he was doing drop
Took off
shipping.
with the ecom, yeah.
Took up with the ecom, was making like a million a month in revenue in 3 months. But drop shipping is not easy. Like, stop trying to, if you wouldn't run a business in real life, so do not bring it online. You need to have some form of skill set in order to do that. And although it is possible, sure, you can go ahead and do it, but don't expect to be doing it within a year. If I was at anyone and it was my main objective was, right, replace my income so I can have time freedom, I'd learn a high income skill. And then once I had that free time, that's whenever I would use it to actually put into something else. Like, even look at Fletch, for example. He's doing a clothing brand now because he's got all the free time in the world. Do you know, that's probably the advice I'd give anyone.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say it's just, the same thing, really. Like, just make sure your foundation's right. You know, make sure you've actually got the skills for business. And before you even make your own business, make sure you leverage your skills to other businesses by learning sales or marketing, whatever. So, yeah, I wish I started at that point when I first got in the online space.
Did you try and start a business?
Not really. No,
No,
it was more like the fucking. It was more just selling digital products.
What's the thoughts on crypto?
I don't have a fucking clue about it, so I can't really speak on it. But I just think, I guess people with the crypto space and stuff, from what I've seen, anyways, like I don't like speaking on stuff that I don't know about. But it's like people go in there because they think it's quick and easy. So maybe it gives it a bad rap because there's a lot of people going there with the wrong mindset. Same with the Forex trading stuff.
But even like the meme coins and shit, like, it's just a pure rug pull.
Well, yeah, I've heard about the rug pulls and stuff, but I think you can go about it like strategically and stuff by, well, what I've heard in that.
If you're investing in the likes of like Bitcoin or anything like that's a long-term hold. You're not gonna, you're not gonna seek the benefits out of that really that much now. You're not gonna make millions off Bitcoin now, put it that way.
Yeah.
You're not.
No, I don't know. That's the thing, I don't know. I think the likes of Forex.
Did you just fart?
No, I was this chair. Forex, crypto, drop shipping. A lot of these business models, they get a bad rap because of what people go into it with the mindset with. At least with sales, like I want to make it obviously my content that it is, it is tricky to get up and going, but it doesn't take that long, to actually leave your job with it. Whereas with obviously dropshipping and stuff, you've got to pump your own money into it. And obviously with sales training, I guess you've got to do that as well.
I'd compare it to boxing, like, because like, you know how to punch. It's easy to understand like the basics, the fundamentals, everything. It is easy to understand that, but to actually perfect it to like the level that you need to be doing, especially high ticket, 100%. I'd compare it to like boxing because it's like everyone knows how to throw a punch. Yeah. But can you throw it right? Can you throw it consistently?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Can you perform? That's sort of the way I would like to. Bit of a weird analogy, like, but we're all about analogies.
Yeah, well, that's why, I spend a lot of time just on YouTube to start with sales and just making money online in general. And it's like, you just get stuck in this analysis paralysis where you're just not actually taking action. You're just watching videos and massages you don't mean, and you're not actually doing anything. Like, you need someone to keep you accountable, and you need someone who's actually done it before to give you feedback, So I would skip the bullshit, invest in yourself, be careful where you're investing as well. Make sure,
100%.
Just do your research and stuff. But I don't know. People just think they can do it all alone, and then they just get nowhere. And yeah, I don't know. This is why there's a lot of sales guys that try and get in the space, and then that's what they do. They think they've already got the skills, and then maybe you might get a bit of a head start, I guess. But then again, it's like, even our mentors say, I'd rather someone with zero experience because then they've got no bad habits.
Yeah, and then the ego comes in that you can't really coach them.
Yeah.
There's nothing worse. Whenever I was helping other guys out before, like, just like not necessarily coaching them, but like trying to get them to a next level. One thing that my mentor obviously told me about, see the second that you give someone feedback and they get like, oh yeah, I know what you're saying, like, but I was going to go and do this. So you cannot coach them. Right. Pick out 3 things, give them feedback, and if they're not willing to take that feedback on board, they're not going to be successful. So that's a big thing too. Even in like, if you're going for like landing a role, because that's what actually caught me out before. There's one time I went to land a role was for business consulting, and I think it was like a 12K price point. But I knew someone that was making like at least 10K a month consistently at it, I think it was like 2.5k in 1 week, and I was like, get me on that fucking offer. And I had the interview, but he gave me feedback towards the end, and that's exactly what I had done. And yeah, I'd say that's exactly why. Because you never knew, it's something that you don't even know to look out for until like it's been said to you.
Yeah. It's tough though sometimes, like, because when someone gives you feedback, like I was saying before, it's like, is this actual feedback that is coming from a good place, or is it just someone just having a dig? Do you know what I mean?
No, I think in his case, he was actually trying to help me.
Right,
But
yeah.
the thing that I would say, like, is it ego or is it not ego, is whenever, obviously, are you just trying to explain yourself? So because obviously you're going to be nervous when you jump on to try and land your first role, your first interview. You're going to be nervous. So whenever they say, oh, you did this wrong, you should have done this instead, your first impression is to get it defensive, but like to sort of like be like, I'm not actually this shit.
Yeah.
I'm not actually this shit. This was sort of where my mind's going.
Prove yourself instantly, like,
You're trying to prove yourself, but I think they always look for people that are actually coachable though.
Yeah, that's the main thing I think with landing a role. Really, is just they want to see if you've got a bit of fire in your belly and that you're actually going to take constructive criticism well. You can't have an ego in sales, can you? Plus, with the amount of rejection you deal with, it kind of fucking puts you in your place anyways. It humbles you. But then again, once you're on a bit of a roll, let's say you've got like back-to-back piffs and all that, you do get a bit of an ego.
Swinging,
yeah,
fucking.
You do get a bit of an ego, and then you just come back to earth because I don't know. Enjoy the time when you're doing well. Make sure you use your confidence in a good way. But yeah, there's been times where I've got a bit egotistical, top of the leaderboard and all that malarkey, and then
Well, like once.
but then honestly, it'll get took away from you if you don't have that right mindset, if you slack off with your role plays and you're training outside. Just because you've landed a role doesn't mean you fucking stop your training. If anything, you've got to turn up a gear to prove yourself, to stay consistent with it. But in sales, you'll always have dips and peaks, and it's never going to be a flat thing. So yeah, and if you don't perform, you do not get fed. So that's the one sacrifice you've got to make in sales. Like, you got to get out the mindset of a 9 to 5 to commission based. Because majority of roles are obviously commission based. Just going off performance instead of just turning up somewhere and trading your time for money.
That's the main thing though. Like, if you're looking to get into sales commission only, and you can't even put in the hard graft on a base paying job like a normal 9 to 5, sales is definitely not for you. You should be in a position where you're like, I'm working my ass off in this job and I'm getting the same wage every single week. This is pissing me off. I want to get paid on the amount of work I do. Not like that's the time that you probably should look into commission only sales. But if you're sort of that type of person that's kind of known for slacking off, you're wasting your time. But like here, what are some attributes that you think that you would need to be, like, just in general, to be successful at anything online?
Well, I just think, the first thing we always talk about, the foundation, just having an actual purpose, like why you're actually doing it in the first place. If that's not established, it's game over, isn't it? But even when you're hitting like a milestone, let's say you've earned a milestone of like 10k a month or whatever, right, in commissions, a lot of people just get complacent and then think, oh, well, I've got the money there, I can just slack off. But it's someone that's just going to turn up a gear. It's when they're actually doing well, instead of just fucking, I've done well now, I can just chill out. But yeah,
that's something that literally I fall into as well. Like,
yeah, I'm guilty of that.
Like last week, I had that 4k week, and it's so easy to just fucking. But that's another thing. Like, see, even what we were talking about there about Asia, where you feel like you've made it. You feel like you've made it. Like right now, it's like, oh, I feel like I've made it. You start slacking off, and you're not actually doing the stuff you should be doing. Whereas, like, you're in Dubai, for example, you make 20k a month. You just see somebody driving past in a Maybach, Lamborghini Aventador, or whatever it may be. You haven't made it at all. I feel like that's a sort of like motivation that you sort of need.
But when does it become a point where it's like, right, like we can say all this, it's never going to be enough. When does it become a point where it's like, right, okay, I'm doing all right. Give yourself a bit of credit. But then when you do that, do you slack off?
100%. So
it's like, well, you can never be happy then. It's like, do you know what I mean? This is what I get confused.
No. But it depends on like what it is that you're doing it for. It's if you don't have a goal, but it's the same thing. If you don't have a goal to work towards, you're going to be unhappy. If you don't, like, at least for me, whenever I first like started getting in the online space, I was like, right, this is something I've been looking for so long. I am tunnel visioned. Like, I went in the next day just literally dancing because I was so happy because I had this vision, and I was like, I finally found out what I want to do in my life. So like, I had a goal to work towards. I felt shit about the situation I was in, but that's exactly what you need to actually get yourself there. And if you even talk about closing, like fitness offers, for example, somebody's a fat fuck, they want to lose weight. they're going to feel like shit, of course, but they need to get towards that level. But it's like, what's next? You know, if they get complacent, they're going to fall back in the same place that they were. So, do you get what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. Like, I think you've actually got to have a long-term goal to actually have that gap. Because let's say you do reach, like, your goal isn't big enough, then you reach that goal and say, well, what now? And then you lose everything. So it's like, you maybe have a goal, like, setting goals, like, over a year, then 3 years, 5 years, even 10 years. Because then you always progress in, like, because... Yeah, some people, like, the amount of times people get in the online space, and I was guilty of this as well. They're like, oh, I just want to replace my income, move to Bali. You get that. Like, I did that, got that, went to Bali, and then that was like...
Basically, what next?
Now?
What next?
Yeah. And then it's like, I thought I'd be happy, but I wasn't.
But do you feel like people only really set those goals because it's, you know, the normal, ordinary life? It's the only thing that they can sort of comprehend. Like, my goals last year was... I actually made a video on it. My goals last year was to replace my income and travel, and I was giving myself a year time frame to go and do that. I did all of that within 6 months.
Yeah.
So was the goal not big enough? So now this year it's like 20k months, first class flights. Like, that's... I'm not. It sounds delusional, but if you don't set those standards for yourself, you're never gonna work towards it.
Yeah, I think people aim for that because they don't believe in themselves initially, which is understandable. You work in a normal job.
It's that brokey mentality, though.
I know, but
I don't mean to be like one of those red pill motherfuckers.
No, but it's true to a certain extent, but when you first, like, you don't believe... When I first started posting videos, I didn't believe in the online space, so never mind setting goals about going to Dubai and getting Lamborghinis. I didn't believe I could even do it, really, because I was like, I haven't even got a vehicle to even pursue at the moment. I was just posting videos saying what would happen.
It actually reminded me of something.
So it's like, you know, no wonder people don't actually set themselves a massive goal at the start, because they just don't even think...
But it's that delusional, like, sort of, like, goals that you need to have in order to actually... Like even, like, commenters even say, like, shoot for the stars and you'll end up in the clouds.
Shoot for the stars, land on the moon, or something.
Something like that. Yeah. But you get the gist of it. But like, I remember, like, whenever I, like, started making... I remember it was after I made my, like, it was like $200 or some shit I made in like in 2 hours. It was the first ever time I ever made an income online, like, first ever bit of money. I remember walking into work. It was on a Sunday. Walked into work the next Monday morning. You know, the song, you know those, like, TikTok songs that get you real fucking hyped up. Went in, was like, I'm gonna be the next Iman Gadzi. Yeah. Gonna be the next Iman Gadzi, driving around in a fucking Lamborghini, like, living in the Palm of Jamaica. Like, that's genuinely, like, the sort of mentality that I was having. But it was the next month that I completely, like, doubled what I was making.
Yeah.
So
I think, like, you always see, like, the top guys are, you gotta be delusional, man. You gotta fucking believe in yourself. But no one actually talks about how do you actually do it? How do you actually believe in yourself? Now, what I've kind of came to realize with believing in yourself is you kind of believe in yourself if you've got no discipline. Like,
it's the same thing with manifestation. Like, you see all those, like,
affirmations. I'm going to shout fucking 10 quotes in the mirror, and one day I'll have 1 million in my...
I'm going to wake up, look at myself in the mirror, and I manifested this. That is the biggest load of bullshit I've ever seen in my life. The reason why I feel like that's bullshit is because there's no such thing as manifestation. Like, shut the fuck up. The only thing is you stop, like, you actually set yourself a goal and you actually want to, like, work
You
towards
had a vision and you did the actions towards the vision.
That's
that's
not manifestation. What do you think of all that self-development? Like
I just think like the self-development space is just like they overcomplicate it. Just have a vision, get disciplined, and work towards it. That's it. That's self-development. There you go. Just in. It's like, it's always like, and everyone's like, oh, the philosophy, and look, there's probably good stuff out there. Like, I've got that daily story.
You need to attract good energy within your body.
To be fair, I have heard about the frequencies being on a high frequency and all that. Like, I believe that in a certain extent, but everyone's like, oh, I'm going to read this book, I'm going to read that book, I'm going to fucking, the fucking Greek Stoics and fucking this and that. But realistically, there's one book, the Bible. That's all you fucking need, all right? That's it.
But the thing is, though, is like, I don't understand that. Like, oh, you know, read one book a week, read one book a day, you know, fucking all of that, like, mindset shit. It's just like, mate,
I think,
like, but it's like, how many books? If I read 100 books, if it's so, like, successful, and I read 100 books a fucking day, I'm still gonna get shit. I'm not gonna get fuck all done towards my goal. You need to actually be able to do something.
Yeah.
Like, do you think they're still watching right now? Or do you think they're probably like...
I don't even care. I don't even care. I'm having a good conversation. If you're still here, thank you. But if you're not, then fuck you.
We need to spice it up a wee bit and start talking about, like, fucking conspiracies or some shit. What's your favorite conspiracy?
What's your favorite conspiracy? Well, the moon landing definitely didn't happen. Like, 100% didn't happen.
There has been there's been a lot of evidence to sort of suggest that was bullshit. Do you feel like we actually have ever landed on the moon?
No,
Never.
no, never. No, not a chance. You're telling me, right? My radio breaks off when I go in a tunnel, right? Underwater, tiny tunnel just around the corner there, right? I can't even listen to the radio. Yet we had fucking TV from the moon back to the Earth.
When did we even land on the moon? Fuck, I really.
1965, wasn't it? And then Neil Armstrong, right? The guy that apparently landed on the moon, right? So some guy went up with the Bible and was like, "Put your hand and swear."
That's what I was talking about. Yeah.
And he was like, he wouldn't do it.
But it also is a sin to put your hand on the Bible and swear on anything. I know they do.
You've got to do it in Parliament. You've got to swear an oath.
It's if you read into the Bible, it's actually against it.
Is it?
Maybe I'm wrong on that. Maybe I'm wrong on that.
Well, they do it all the time. The
No,
world
but see, even
is
like,
satanic.
see if you even turn around and be like, swear to God, like that's completely against it. Like that's against Christianity. You're not meant to do that.
Yeah, what we I think another thing is obviously the pyramids and stuff. But they reckon the pyramids, they reckon obviously it was built. What was it, like fucking 6,000 years ago? No, probably a bit more than that. But they reckon it's just been there for a very long time, like ancient civilizations. But they've just kind of repaired it.
Is there extraterrestrial? Is there life outside of? You know what I'm trying to fucking say? Or is there fucking aliens?
I do believe that. Like even my dad's seen a UFO.
Shut the fuck up.
He did. He did.
Mate,
I'm not even fucking bullshitting. Yeah, not even bullshitting. So not like a full-on disc where you seen it.
You're not bullshitting the fact that he maybe told you, but
he wouldn't lie. He's like the anti-alien and all that, right? So my dad was in the police and stuff. And anyways, two of them.
You seen an airplane?
No. What happened was they were watching over the lake, right? You do a certain amount of miles in the police, and then they were just chilling out, whatever, waiting. And basically, they're watching over a lake, and an orb
taking
came
LSD
down.
while they were doing it.
Oh yeah, on police shift. An orb came down, and he said him and his mate didn't say anything. They just looked at me. And it was he said he could see the light reflecting off the water, and it sat there, literally for about 30 seconds, and then it dipped and went shut up. And they reported it, and the police him and his mate obviously seen the exact same thing. It wasn't just him that seen it. And then they reported it and did nothing about it. But
the only thing I think that the sort of skepticism comes from me is like, it's always in America.
I've just told you about one in bloody Newcastle.
I know you just told me about that. But what I'm saying is like every single thing, it's all comes from America.
Well, realistically, if you were an alien, right, where would you like to focus on? The superpower of the world?
Anywhere but fucking here.
Well, no, because realistically, right, obviously...
Do you reckon they're all just watching us, just being like, we're just like a science project?
Well, there's a few theories about it, isn't it? Like, if you look into the Anunnaki and all that, I don't know if you've looked into that, like, with like hybrids and all that, but there's no actual proof of that or whatever. But I don't know, I think we are maybe hybrids of something, but I believe in Jesus Christ, and I do think, some things don't add up. Well, things do add up, actually. Obviously, with when Jesus was getting born, they followed the 3 stars to go see where he was getting born. When he was getting born, there was like a beam of light going over Jesus at the star and all that. And then there was also like when he ascended, he went up to a beam of light. I don't know, something. Obviously, that book's 2,000 years old. Obviously, the Bible, right? So it's like obviously different times. Then obviously we have these extraterrestrial aliens and all that. But I think maybe if we were a product of we are a product of a higher being that's created us. But we are so small-minded.
Is that the only conspiracy theory?
What do you mean?
Do aliens exist?
Well, I've got some conspiracy theories I couldn't say on here.
Why?
Because like people get offended and all that. Just obviously religions and and things like that.
Maybe avoid that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's I get cancelled.
Was 9/11 a conspiracy?
No, I reckon like America maybe knew more than they let on about it, but I don't know if it was
100%.
America that actually crashed into the building, like, or maybe I don't know. There's theories that the raghead that bloody crashed into the building was hired by the CIA. I don't know, but I don't know. What about you?
I don't know. It's a bit of a weird one. I feel like there was definitely I don't know, like America like their oil. They really like their oil.
Well, yeah, like obviously,
But that's what it is.
empires
about,
are different now.
No, but that's what it's all about. Because like in today's world, you can't just walk in and just completely invade a country. Like you need a reason to do it. So I would almost say that was probably the case.
Yeah, it was like who was it? Jimmy Carr was talking about on Joe Rogan. He was like the Roman Empire turned into the Vatican, the British Empire turned into banks, and I think America is almost like their empire is, starting a war in a country. Where just taking it's just natural resources. So like empires are different now to what they were before, where it was like open and it was just like, right, we're colonizing, we're planting a flag. This is ours now. Whereas now it's a bit slimy and sneaky. Do you know what I mean? You could go into Israel and Palestine, but probably shouldn't on that.
No, yeah, I think me and you'll end up fucking.
Thing is, this is the problem. Right?
Oh, shut the fuck up!
This is the problem, right? We're trying to do a podcast, but there'll be some fucking lefty that's watching this.
Me and him fight on a daily basis about this, but we know that there's no harm intended. But if you put this out there, it would end up.
See, you're not even able to talk about stuff.
To be fair, look, I think we could both have mutual agreement that the innocent should not be affected.
Yeah, obviously, yeah.
It's just that should be the case.
Yeah,
like just world peace.
Yeah, but it's never going to happen. World peace. Never. We're not wired like that. You know what I mean?
That's the whole point, though. They're trying to divide everyone.
They're trying to conquer and divide, man.
Shut the fuck up.
They're trying.
But yeah. So, where do you want to go from here?
Well, look, I think. I'd love to do this again with you, Riain.
Yeah.
But if anyone has any questions or any fucking hate comments you want to put on my posts, stick it on. I would love to have you on my reels because it pushes out my engagement more. I'll make sure to reply as well with a question, so you keep on commenting, and then it'll keep pushing my videos.
That is probably one of the best things that I've ever done. And by the way, if you're doing social media and you want your video to blow up, say something controversial, and just let grown-ass men take time out of their day to just argue with you back and forth, reply to the comment, ask them a question.
Yeah.
And you'll eventually have people that actually take your side and just completely back you up at every point. Like I did that, like I've done that a couple of times over the last week, and I've gained like close to 500 followers from it. Yeah,
my first ever viral video on TikTok was how much do I earn in FIFO, and it was, well, what I was earning was $65 an hour, and I was working 84 hours a swing for 8 days. And then I was saying on this reel, I was like, still not enough. And fucking blew up the comments. They were like, you should be grateful for what you have. And I'm grateful.
Look, I made do you know, this even goes back to, it's just like setting yourself standards, setting yourself goals. Like I made $4 grand last week, still not enough. Like I literally had people messaging me being like, congratulations.
But yeah, that's
not enough though.
Yeah. It'll never be enough, man. We'll just
but if the goal is only to make money for yourself, you'll never ever amount it.
Yeah.
Like realistically, I could just take the next month and a half off and just do absolutely jack shit.
Yeah.
But it's not gonna get me the life that I want. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. If you're gonna make your goals, make it about other people. Don't fucking focus your whole life about yourself.
You get the 10K a month by yourself. You get the 20K, 30K, 40K, 50K, 100K a month from helping other people. It's just it's like a business. It's like creating other jobs for people as well.
Yeah.
So
the more people you serve, the more money you make. So.
But yeah. Take advice from us. We're the top girls in the space.
Do you know when I first started, I was always just like, obviously I wanted more money and all that, but I had this mentality when money was like, in a way, like back in the day, money, people only have money because they oppress people. And, even in school and stuff, it was always about, communism, social. Like my teachers were lefties, like they were fucking always, they were open communists in my school. Yeah. I swear, my English teacher was like, he said one time, he's like, I got a communist newsletter through my door. I was really, really happy. I was like 14, I was like, what even is that? But it was always like, they almost, it's illegal as well for teachers to input their political opinions in a class, especially for kids. But it's like, I always thought like people who had money, they must have ripped someone off, they must have got it in an evil way. Not really. Obviously there might be some people out there that done that, but a lot of the time people have just...
It's just jealousy though, that's all it is.
Yeah.
Like that is literally all it is. Like, see, even with doing anything online, I understand people are going to be skeptical. I was skeptical too. Like, for fuck's sake, I got scammed the fucking crypto. That's actually why I brought it up. But it's like the second that somebody sees you doing well, like, first it's like, you're not going to be successful. And then whenever you start being successful, they just completely shit on you. I made a video about that, about a work colleague. They completely just ripped into me. And I was just like, mate, like, what? And he even put up that question. I sent it to you. It was why should I take advice from you? And I'm like, well, you're sitting in an office 9 to 5 job and I'm scratch my bollocks watching watching you give me shit.
That's one thing.
You're taking time out of your day to put me down just says enough about you, like.
Yeah, that's one thing. Like, my whole content, I documented absolutely everything. I'm not claiming to be a fucking millionaire, but I have left my job. I am making more than I used to make, but I'm not claiming to be like some fucking. I have all the answers. But if you do want to get out your job, you know, I've got a pathway here. But people are just so reluctant on there, and I can understand as well. You know, especially like you got scammed with crypto. I think I got scammed with Forex, unless I did something wrong. I don't know. I was adding in a Telegram group and I lost all the money. Like, but I didn't learn anything. I just copied other people and I lost all my money. But that's why people are reluctant, you know. But yeah, I think, you know, I think we'll cut it here, eh?
Yeah, I think that'll keep us. But
yeah. Well, guys, thank you. And yeah, keep posting shit on our posts, please. We want it to go out there. I want 50% of people not to like us.
Yeah.
And I want 50% of people to like us. And then with that dynamic, I've got a good, you know, future base of people that like, know, and trust me. And then I've got people that push my videos out in the algorithm. So keep going, guys. And yeah. Love you all. Catch you in a bit.
It actually wasn't that bad, but I just felt like we were talking shit.